Hey, boys.
Hola.
Como se dice? Boys. Boys, we are back
In
up in
Studio
this.
Day Boys.
Whoa, we're back up in this thing with another evening rendition of the Wine Boys podcast.
Or whenever you would like to listen to us.
Fine wine, fine basements, methamphetamine.
Basically, the three things that you need in life.
Yeah.
Who needs sustainability in government when you have methamphetamines? you just get a little scratchy, but that's about it.
That's it. All right, boys. Let's introduce the socials.
Sure. Yeah, we are on social media, and thank you for all of our new followers on at the Wine Boys podcast. It's at Wine Boys Pod on Instagram and Twitter. I think we're going to get to a point where we're going to start talking about the people that follow us. I don't know. Maybe we'll at you on our show. I don't know. Get fancy. Who knows? If you follow us, we will most likely follow you back.
Yeah, we usually do.
Yeah, because we're friendly.
Yeah,
we're very
friendly. The house of the friendly boys.
The house. It's like the house on Haunted Hill, but with boys.
Exactly.
So Wine Boys Pod at gmail.com for all of your wine suggestions and silly videos, good beat submissions, and appreciate people that have been checking in on me while I'm in my quarantine/recovery period.
Yep. They couldn't keep you down in a vegetative state. You had to rise from the ashes like a phoenix.
I did. Yes. I'm a peacock. You got to let me fly.
Yeah, let me fly, Sarge.
So, Sag, here's the... so it's at Wine Boys Pod on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at the Zach Edward. That's the Zach Edward on Instagram and Twitter. Again, thank you everybody that has been checking in, following us on the gram, and interacting with us on all forms of social media. We appreciate you and we love you.
Yep. Hey, boys, you can find me at Lord Gerald on the Instagrams and the Twitters. Otherwise, you can find me doing cool dad things. You know, shouts out to my neighbor. Gave me some produce from his garden. You know, I might cut the lawn this Saturday. Get at me. Let's do this. Okay. We have a wonderful show in store for you tonight. You're going to hear some things after the beat. We also have an illustrious guest this evening.
Illustrious.
Yeah.
Sounds divine.
Hi, I'm Gerald.
And I'm Zach.
And we are the Wine Boys. Shouts out Ava Divine, you a real one. I miss you, baby.
Okay.
Oh, is that?
You gonna kill some kids tonight?
You know, thinking about it.
All right.
Anyway.
Extinction Part 2.
Woo! It's like the dinosaurs. Haley's Comet
Except
coming through.
Come.
Yeah, imagine that explosion in Beirut. But, you know.
Oh my God! I didn't think
too soon. Too soon.
I mean, it's breaking news. It's breaking boys news coming across the desk.
Breaking the boys.
There was so they don't know what it is. They can't call it a bombing. I mean, it's just an explosion.
Oh my, yeah, and it was fucking. I mean,
peep the video. Just type in Beirut. It's everywhere.
In the video, when it first starts up, it's just you see this building is on fire and there's like some flashes in there, and you're like, oh, like a fireworks factory caught on fire or something like that, and then suddenly there's a fucking nuclear-sized explosion with a shockwave that takes out buildings and shit.
The shockwave aspect of it is the thing that kind of got to me. So I think it looks like a nuclear-sized blast, but if you look at it if you look at it from the microscope, it's not. Okay. It's not big enough to be a nuclear-sized blast.
It is not Hiroshima, but it's...
No. Somebody did say that, though, and I was like, No. More like Halifax. But look up Halifax before you do anything. There's an explosion in Canada. That one is very similar to what this is.
Yes.
Because this one took out probably a half mile of city blocks. Yeah. Where like a nuclear bomb would have killed the entire city.
Well, I'll put it this way. If this were a nuclear bomb, the person holding the camera would have died.
And he did not. There's a couple of vantage point camera angles that like the camera guy saw the blast and fucking started running because that's a good idea, and dove and got up and then like saw the after effects of what happened.
But even then, imagine how strong that explosion had to be. For someone posted a picture saying like, you know, I live a few blocks away and this is what my apartment looks like, and it's like fucking door is just laying in the hallway, like the trim is just blown off of the walls. Like, I used to have crown molding, and it's just gone. Like,
my ceiling fan almost decapitated me.
Yeah, and I'm just, like, how strong does something have to be to do that?
Well, think of, like, an earthquake, because earthquakes can literally rip trim off the walls and crown molding.
Yeah, but usually earthquake, you just think, oh, yeah, it's just a couple broken dishes. You don't think about doors falling.
Yeah, you don't think of your whole house being ripped out of the ground. You know, it's like a natural disaster, but except in a horrible explosion. Yeah. So I don't want to. I don't want to get on this too much because I'll start doing conspiracy theories, and then we're gonna fucking ruin everybody's night.
Math, conspiracies, governments.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it, Hezbollah or anything like that. But all right. I'm sorry.
Well, from what we know
nothing.
It was a warehouse.
They
had fireworks in there,
apparently, but also somebody said it could be fertilizer there was ample nitrogen.
Yes,
that was around.
And from what I read,
nitrogen is flammable.
Yes, there were some very hazardous, flammable materials in this
to cause that explosion. Yeah,
warehouse.
Also, too,
that's a lot of fertilizer.
Which is something that can be very stationary and can stay in a building of that size. The thing is, the size of the cloud of which was mushroom in shape, so automatically people think mushroom cloud nuclear, which is not true. No. Truthfully, all explosions create a mushroom cloud. They just create a mushroom cloud of different shapes, of a different shape and size.
Yeah,
but they all balloon out.
Yes.
Naturally, that's just how it happens because we're gonna have a science lesson. Compressed gas.
Yep.
When it gets expelled, goes up and out.
Yes.
Just has to, because it's compact and it's like, I gotta get out. And as soon as something hits it that lets it go out, it goes and explodes outward, almost like a flower or a mushroom.
Yeah.
All explosions are like that.
And also, it's jarring because you see the shock wave. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why people
I've never seen one like that before. I've watched movies about Hiroshima. I've seen like the grainy black and white footage.
But you never, even then, like we watched, at least I watched Tower 2 get hit in real time.
I did.
That.
I saw the first one get hit.
Okay. I remember I was in 6th grade, right?
No, we would have been in
6th grade.
Really? Would have been
2001, man.
Shit, you're right. Okay.
September 2001. We'd have been 6th grade, baby.
I distinctly remember this day in particular because I had a doctor's appointment.
Okay.
It's when my Crohn's diagnosis was like first found out, and I was having a lot of problems. Okay. And I actually just had a really good doctor's appointment. And my mom brought me into school, and the receptionist is like, "Why are you bringing your kid into school right now?" And she's like, "Because he goes to school here."
Right.
And she's like, "Do you not know what happened?" And we were like, "No." We're like, "We're dumb." Like we're dumb to the situation. And she's like, somebody just crashed a plane into the World Trade Center. And we're like, what? So they let me go into school. And then immediately, like 10 minutes of me being there, our principal in our classroom asking us, do we know anybody that lives in New York City? And then I knew I had cousins that live in New York City, so I raised my hand. They're like, do they work in the World Trade Center? I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, like I'm 11 years old. I don't know.
You're asking me these hard questions. And then we got released from school early.
Okay.
And then all I did was watch 15 hours of coverage on it.
Yeah.
And that's when I became a news junkie. That day.
I remember I was in 6th grade in Mrs. Golden's class.
What a great name.
Yeah, great woman. Anyway. I think the secretary or something like that popped her head into the room. And then basically I just saw this look on her face. She was like, oh my God, like what? And then she just turned on CNN, had us all sit on the rug. And she was like, yeah, so a plane just flew into the World Trade Center. We don't know what happened, but a plane just crashed in the World Trade Center. And then a couple minutes later, like as we're watching coverage of this, we see the second plane actually hit the building, like fly right into it. I'm like, holy shit. So, because at first, I mean, I remember when that first plane hit, everybody was thinking it was an accident or something. Like they didn't know what to think at that point.
Yeah.
And then the second one hit, and it was like, oh, that ain't no accident.
Yeah. Let me go back and reiterate what I said before, because I said I saw the first plane. I saw the first building go down.
Okay, we did see the first building go down.
Yeah, so that was my first live, like, the first live reaction that I had, or my first, I guess, live thing that I saw with the building go down. So that was what a terrible day. Regardless, so this really doesn't, I mean, it has a little bit to do with the situation, but this whole, the Beirut thing was crazy. Because I'd never seen an aftershock explosion like that before. Mm-hmm. And the fact that, like, it's coming mostly from cell phone footage, you know, iPhone footage, which is, you know, great.
Of course.
You know, it's all good now.
Yeah, you see it all in high definition.
Everything's in super ultra high definition.
Yeah.
And I thought at first that it was almost looked CGI'd at first, and I was like, oh, this is just a CGI thing. And then I watched like the few other angles that it came from, and I was like, oh no, this is definitely real.
This is happening right now.
Yeah. I think I tweeted, this is not a movie, this is real life.
Yeah.
Because
2020 is a strange year, man.
Meanwhile, too, I mean, there was a explosion in China that killed like 6 people too. That nobody talks about it.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that one.
It was like a chemical fire. But yeah, you know,
never sneak up on a man. It's been a chemical fire. Yeah,
that is funny. So that's, I mean, that whole situation's nuts. But the one thing that I did want to touch on was Ellen, because Ellen is severely being canceled online right now, but she did it to herself. Now, I actually had a friend of mine who interned for the Ellen Show, and I asked her a couple of questions, and I said, did you ever have a conversation with Ellen DeGeneres? She goes, no, but she was very mean to everybody.
Well, okay.
That was her exact words. I will not tell who the person was. She said, you know, just an acquaintance at this point.
Okay.
But this news came out, and I said, I got to ask. And I was like, I'm sure you've gotten this question 100 times, but what exactly happened? She goes, she just berated people unnecessarily.
Jesus.
That's what she said. Literally.
Which is weird, though, because the whole Ellen DeGeneres' whole brand is that she's this
wholesome,
sweet,
awesome,
like nice, funny, just awesome person.
And the thing is that apparently
everybody loves Ellen. She's just this great, awesome,
apparently she's not. Now, as somebody that was not there, and I have only one account from somebody that did work there for 3 months during the summer, I can't say that that's like the best. I wouldn't say that's the best anecdote that I could have gotten. Mm-hmm. But she said that exactly. And then that's all of what her current and former staff, mostly former staff, have said. That she is just, it's a toxic, horrible work environment, and she makes it that way. But people have been saying this for years. Mm-hmm. Everybody that's behind the scenes have said this about.
I mean, but that's the thing though about a lot of this shit going on in, you know, show business is like a lot of this stuff is an open secret. Mm-hmm. You know, it was the same thing with Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, but everyone's just like, we know, we just don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And now today with the, you know, I hate saying cancel culture. I'm so done saying it. I'm canceling. I'm canceling cancel culture.
Cancel culture?
I'm canceling the word.
The thing about cancel culture is it's good and it's also bad.
It's good for the certain circumstances, okay?
Yeah.
Sexual assault or sexual misconduct, definitely fine, okay?
Yeah.
If you're a creep, you should be outed for being one.
Absolutely.
Toxic work environments, I think it's okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Trying to take down somebody just because you had a bad experience with them 15 years ago, that's not how this works, fam.
It was 1992 and he left a terrible tip. Like, what?
I was wearing bell-bottom jeans. It's like, really?
Yeah.
This is what we're doing, huh?
So
bell-bottom jeans, 1984, or
but it's,
whenever bell-bottoms were in.
Honestly, though, this newfound power that comes with social media, it's a pendulum. So now the pendulum is swinging in the opposite direction, and it might swing way too far, but, you know, eventually it'll self-correct. And people will come to their senses, and it'll get to a point where it's like, you know what? This person is pretty shitty. Let's get him out of here.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be around anymore.
And it's happening across every type of entertainment. I mean, it happened with, you know, the film industry. comedy. I mean, Brian Callen got outed this week.
Yeah.
And he is friends with Chris D'Elia and that close group of LA comics, and then a bunch of LA comics are trying to get out of Dodge, and they just want to leave.
Yeah.
I mean, Rogan's going to Texas, where I want to see Rogan's estate in Texas. I think it's going to be
palatial.
It's going to be one of those like crazy like Longhorn ranches, just like
fucking yeah.
That's Joe. I mean, he's just
I'm sure he bought a massive estate.
Ranch.
He's
got a. I think I have
the Rogan Ranch.
Yeah, the Rogan Ranch has a nice ring to it. It reminds me of like you obviously know Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yep. He has a ranch in Texas.
I'm sure.
The Broken Skull. Yeah. It's phenomenal. That's exactly what I think it's going to be like.
I'm sure it's going to be
just
like
outside
the size
of Austin.
Of Vermont.
Yeah, I think that's where he's moving to. Is probably closer to Austin because that's a great comedy scene, great just entertainment scene in general.
Yeah,
just a good city. I mean, and
keep it weird.
Keep it weird. Yeah, but that's the perfect town for him. I think that might be where, or he's just going to go to bumblefuck nowhere.
Yeah.
And just
East Jesus Nowhere
and create a super studio, which he already has, but like another one.
Oh yeah.
And just it's what happens when you get $1 bajillion from Spotify.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just I got that Spotify money.
And that's the thing though about a podcast. I mean, from what we've learned, you can do it from anywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, because it's the internet. It's the great equalizer. All you need is an internet connection.
The internet is a great equalizer, and it's also a great divider as well.
Yeah.
It brings us together while also tearing us apart.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I mean, coming from somebody that's had turmoil his entire life, especially with the family, it's pretty good for me. I mean, I keep it a tight grip. I've been on social media a little too much being at home. But I love it, so I'm not going to stop.
Exactly.
And I hope you guys follow me and love me back.
Aww.
And love me. I love my boys.
I love my boys.
I love my boys.
All right, boys.
Together we can tackle anything. And I just want to tell you that if I'm ever mean to you, you just tell me right to my face, and I'll shove your face in a bowl of punch.
Tell me. Just say, Gerald, you're being mean.
You're being mean, and I'm going to slap you across the face and say, here's your signing bonus, and get the fuck out.
I'm going to bite you like a vampire, and I'm going to tell you you've been a naughty little curly boy.
Naughty little curly boy.
You've been a naughty little curly boy.
Jeez.
And then I'm going to slap you with a ping pong paddle, and I'm going to punish you.
Jesus Christ.
With butter.
And syrup.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna turn you into a pile of flapjacks.
Yeah. I got a sandwich bag, I got a stick of butter, and an imagination. What are you going to do?
You gonna cry cancel? God damn it. One last thing, and we'll put a bow on it because we got a luxurious guest.
Our wine fact.
Shit.
Fuck.
Of course.
Boys, I've never left you waiting this
I can't believe, yeah.
I'm very sorry. Okay, so this is
drinking.
actually a short one.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so
this week on Wine Boys Podcast, another wine fact.
The wine fact, because we're still not drinking because someone has to recover from their third wee.
Shut up.
This was life-altering surgery. I'm just fucking with
you. It's not life-altering. I mean,
life-altering surgery.
They took bits
You're
in
a
organ.
wheelchair now. No.
I got Professor Xavier standing across from me, and he looks old. He's bald now.
Yeah.
But he also can make things levitate.
You're not James McAvoy.
I can blow shit up with my mind.
Yeah.
Anyway. Beirut explosion. Nobody asked how it happened.
Yeah.
Not saying that I have special powers, but.
Okay, so this is a 73-year-old bottle of French Burgundy. Became the most expensive bottle of wine ever sold at auction.
Really?
Fetching $558,000. That's more than $500,000 for a bottle of wine. The bottle of 1945 Romani Conti sold at Sotheby for more than 17 times its original estimate of $32,000.
Damn.
It's wild. Okay,
$500,000 for a bottle of wine.
Now, in moments later, another bottle of the same wine and vintage went for $496,000 moments later.
$1 million for the wine there.
Bam, just right there. And they assumed it would only go for. Yeah.
So this wine is still. Is it still unopened and in?
I don't know.
In what I call the collector's cave.
Yes, but it actually those 2 bottles of wine actually shattered the record that was previously gained in 2007 for most expensive bottle of wine ever sold. And the previous record was in 2007. It was for $310,000 for a bottle of wine.
Shit, that's a lot of fucking money, man.
So,
one bottle of wine. I get a little randy when I have to pay $30 for a bottle of wine. Imagine paying $310,000.
Balling the fuck out. $30 for a bottle of wine. Fuck with me.
Yeah.
That's pennies.
It's pennies on the dollar, son.
That's pennies, son.
So here's one last thing, and then we'll pause. We'll do a pregnancy pause.
Okay.
There's been an issue. We talked about this last week's podcast. Just check it out in the archives. Just search Wine Boys Podcast. There is a inordinate amount of COVID tests being done in professional sports.
Yeah.
Yet there's still a shortage in the country. Now, I don't think that's not so much a problem for people like us. It's a problem for the fact that we always want to defend the athlete and the sports league because we want sports to be on so badly, so we get a distraction from this.
Of course.
The biggest problem, though, is that they have to test so much more.
Absolutely.
Because of the proximity in which these players play.
Yeah.
Football in particular. You have to tackle a man and make him go down. That's the only way to do it. That's how tackle football works.
Or even like the MMA fights, they do the face-off with masks on, but then they go and like sweat and bleed on each other.
Sweat and bleed on each other, fucking bite each other half the time. You know, it's just, I know, I understand. You could be contracting COVID literally while you're in the octagon.
Yeah.
Could put a guy in a rear naked choke and he fucking accidentally coughs on you and it's COVID. It's over. So the story kind of came up because I was just reading into it a little bit. So Matthew Stafford, the quarterback for the Detroit Lions, was placed on what they now call their COVID reserve list. Okay. So it's people that have either tested positive or have come in contact with a positive test.
Okay.
That's kind of how it works. So he was one of 8 Detroit Lions to make that list in the last week. Now, what had happened is that he was then reactivated today off the list because of a false positive test. So what he did, so basically it was a false positive and then he had 3 consecutive negative tests.
Okay.
And that's what deems him to come off the list. So basically they ran, I don't know how you get exactly a false positive, but that's how it popped up. So do you deem it false positive because of the 3 consecutive negative tests within the time period of when you had the test? Does that make any sense?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. And that's the thing about this disease is that it's so new. There are just so many things that we don't know.
It's a fucking airborne virus that we know nothing about.
Yeah, we don't understand how
it works. We don't know how to understand how it works. We just know that it can kill you through the lungs. Yeah. And we know that when it progresses, it usually turns into unsustainable, a failure of the lungs because they don't know how.
Viral pneumonia.
Viral pneumonia. Thank you. Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. The whole thing was the amount of tests that are coming in, but what's going to happen when they're doling out all these tests that are inaccurate? And there's so many of them. Yeah. There's so many players. Think about it. There's 90 guys on each team right now in training camp, 32 teams. Yeah. Okay? Quick math. Okay? How many people is that?
It's more than a little bit.
Let's just do 90 with 32 teams. That's 2,880 people. All of them have to get tested every day. Yeah. Okay? So you get tested, what are you going to training camp, 5 days a week?
Yeah, so 5 days a week.
Say 5, so a test per day, so that's 5, so that, okay. So what is that, 14,000 tests?
A day.
A day.
Yeah.
Okay? Every single day. So, I mean, what are you supposed to do? That's so many. I get it. We're having this issue with, like, shortages, but, like, the NFL has unlimited resources, obviously. Yeah, yeah. Where they can get these tests done and then back to the person within minutes. I think, that's how I can imagine it.
Yeah, I mean, you or I get a test done, we got to wait at least 2 days.
I waited 3 days for mine.
I had to wait about 4.
Yeah.
So,
but I think that's a systematic issue. It really is, and we're not talking about it because we want sports back so much.
I know, but the issue is money.
I know. Of course,
you go to your local place and get a test. turned into a real sleepy boy.
I was gonna say.
You go and get a test. Like, you're not paying extra to get the results back
Absolutely
faster.
not. Yeah.
No. So
I don't know, man. It's just something I wanted to bring up just to have the boys, really dig into it a little bit.
yeah.
So,
Okay.
it's something to think about. And it's also something to think about that I think I'm still convinced that if the NFL takes the same model approach as the MLB, given the fact that they have more personnel and players, we're not going to have a season.
Not at all. They're gonna have to We'll see the first week.
I personally think if we're going to be safe, if we're going to stay on the safe side, you cancel the first month of the season.
Yeah.
Just
that's ideally what they should do.
Yeah.
Is I think that might have been you saying that. Where
it was, yeah.
Cancel,
kill the first month and do 12 games.
Yeah, start in October and play 12 games.
Do like a college football season.
Yeah.
Late college, 12 games. Because basically what's going to happen is the NBA is going to have their NBA finals in October because they're running the playoffs. The NHL did a really cool and if you're not an NHL fan, I like hockey, so I watch hockey pretty much every day. Mm-hmm. They basically took the top 12 teams from each conference and said, you guys are playing in a 24-team playoff. 5 plays 12, 6 plays 11, so on and so forth. And then your top 4 seeds play a round-robin style tournament to figure out seeding.
Yep.
And then you play your standard 16-team playoff after that.
Yeah.
I thought that's actually a pretty decent idea.
Yeah, it is.
And then you seclude them into 2 cities in Canada, Toronto and Edmonton. Everybody plays there.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great idea.
It was great. And it's funny because the NHL never has good ideas.
No, but that's actually a really good idea.
The commissioner, Gary Bettman, has been known to be the worst commissioner in sports.
Yeah, but he must have had some great advisors.
I was going to say, they came up with a really good idea.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Because now it's going to be a tie between the MLB and the NFL having the shittiest commissioner.
Yeah.
And right now, Rod Manfred is the commissioner of the MLB, and he is giving me Trumpy vibes.
Jesus.
Deflecting and denying and saying it's all the players' fault.
Like, no, it's not.
It's like, my guy, you didn't do a shit.
Yeah, bro.
You had a hard time negotiating a fucking season, let alone getting them to play.
Right. This is a pandemic here, boo.
Yeah.
And you're not limiting anything.
You're letting them go home and then travel back home to their children. I mean, you're kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
so
let's just be honest here.
Yeah. All right, but let's introduce our guest and then
well, I mean, we already do it when we do the interview.
Well, I'm saying,
you know what I mean.
Say the man's name.
Say his name, motherfucker. No. So we'll be heading into this interview with Brett AKA B3retta. He's a artist from downstate. We'll say downstate, New York City. Hip hop artist, rapper, producer. No, I'm just kidding. He's an artist. I just call everybody. They're just an artist. He does a lot of different things. Great interview on the pod this week. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah. Thank you, boys. We love you.
I love you too.
Oh. Hey, boys. We're back.
Yes, we are.
We have an illustrious guest. His name is Brett. Brett, say hi to the people.
What's up, everyone? How you doing?
People.
The people.
Boys.
They're doing excellent.
What's good with you?
What is good? You want to read Brett's bio, big fella?
I mean, it's not a full bio. I'm not going to go through his statistics and whatnot, but
I want War and Peace, ho.
Oh no, it's not going to. No. All right. So Brett's a friend. We go back a little bit. We went to college together. Yeah, as I said. Yeah, we did some wild shit in a fraternity together.
We did some things.
We don't talk. Yeah, we don't talk about a lot of it on here. I have told a couple of stories which are I mean, they're borderline canceling. They're borderline cancel culture. So I'm gonna wait and probably not try to get that. But
our main audience is truck drivers.
Yeah,
so don't worry.
Yeah,
about
truck
being
drivers and freshmen in college who are going to do everything virtually this year. So it doesn't matter.
Exactly. We can't tell our secrets though. We can't tell our secrets.
We tell no secrets. No handshakes, no nothing. So Brett is a hip hop artist, rapper extraordinaire, killer on the mic. However you want to put it, goes by B3retta.
I try.
Okay. So that's my first question. So you're going B3retta like the weapon or the car?
The Chevy Beretta.
Listen, I didn't name myself. I didn't name
Got a
myself
Chevy Beretta?
No, this goes back to ninth grade. This girl was just started calling me Beretta, and I was like, all right, I'll call her.
Cool.
You know.
That's a dope MC name though. Like it's not a bad name. I would roll with that too. And it's still, I mean, you can say that one will carry on forever because it's just, I mean, it is what it is.
It's one name.
It's one name.
It's one name.
It's easy to remember, and it's cuts like glass.
Yeah.
I want to cut like glass.
What the name cuts like glass?
Yeah. So
see it in lights.
It's just see it in big flashing lights.
I'm a big bright shining star.
So let's get a little bit kind of a background about yourself. So you've been doing this for a little bit. You said you started when you were pretty young. So kind of give us like a little bit of a walkthrough in your in your career and kind of how you got started.
Well, my dad has been in the industry for forever. He was in a group called TKA with freestyle music back in the early 80s, late 80s, early 90s. And I was just around. I was always around. He managed Lumi D in 2002. Okay. Mm-hmm. Remember that song?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
that was a jam.
So I was all around that, and I met Busta. I met Fab, and that was just kind of like he wanted me to start recording, and it all really took off from there. I wasn't writing my own lyrics at the time, but it's kind of like we were kind of ahead of our time, but it all started from there, and then I took a break from it a little bit, and I'm back here now.
Did you ever meet Stevie B?
I haven't, but my dad knows all those people. All those old freestyle heads. My dad knows.
I've always wondered what he's like. Like
George Lamont, I've met if you know that name.
Yes. Okay.
I'm not familiar. I know Stevie B. I'm not familiar with George Lamont though.
George Lamont, like the Cover Girls. Like I know them. I've been around them a lot.
Okay. Because that's like I feel like a freestyle music is really like a underappreciated like era of music where like all the beats were like they really inspired that era of hip hop, and a lot of people just don't really realize that for what it is. So that's crazy though that your lineage goes back to there.
Goes back, yeah. And it was really huge in Miami and Chicago and New York City.
Yeah.
That's the main hubs of that music. And if you're around that age, like my father's, I think, is 50, 53.
Okay.
That's that generation. They always, jam out to that kind of music.
Yeah. Okay. Now, how did you meet this fuck right here?
Accidentally.
So we both went to SUNY Oswego. Mm-hmm. And it was my first year, and this guy got me to pledge a fraternity. It wasn't him, but he got me to pledge, and that's how I met.
I'm sorry. I didn't pull on the legs loud enough. Like it wasn't really. That really wasn't that thing. I couldn't do the used car salesman pitch.
It was rough. It was rough, but we have some stories.
Yeah, a few of them. I'm not gonna tell them all. I mean, there'll be a time and a place.
Tell one.
Yeah,
this is a time.
Nah, I ain't gonna tell shit right now.
Place.
Yeah, I can tell shit right now. We've told a couple on the show already, but there's been a few that have just can't grace these airways for the sake of the fact that I'm still good friends with the majority of these people.
Okay. Maybe some felonies were convicted.
They were. I wouldn't call them felonies, but like heavy misdemeanors.
Maybe the statute of limitations isn't up yet.
Nah, I think it is.
Just a lot of fun. Just having a lot of fun in college.
I mean, it's 2020, so I think the statute of limitations might be up. So I think we might be able to tell more stories, and I'm giving credit to.
Guys being bros.
Yeah,
we just have fun.
Just a bunch of dudes being bros,
I'm just saying,
bros. Stag night.
Yeah, those were the most fun nights. We used to as homoerotic as this sounds, most fun I was having sometimes with my fraternity brothers were just nights where we just all hang out together and just get incredibly fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just something that you miss when you get older because like your friends become dads and shit. Mm-hmm. Like they become dads and like homeowners, and it's like can't do that anymore. So you just reminisce about the time that you like went on a Christmas tree hunt with all of your friends, and you would go into Christmas tree farms and, I don't know, maybe steal a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And then also steal some decorations that weren't yours.
I miss shower Sundays.
Yeah.
So me and my friends, when we were in college, I also went to SUNY Oswego.
Gang.
Didn't pledge. Me and my friends, we would have this thing called shower Sundays, where every Sunday we'd all take one of the stalls in the bathroom. We would put on Waka Flocka Flame's first album, Flockavelli, and we would all shower and we would have a great time. It was wonderful.
I got to tell you, I had a blast in the past the other day because of you're familiar with the whole Lou Williams situation?
No.
Lou Williams, the basketball player that left the NBA bubble and then went to Magic City in Atlanta and got lemon pepper wings.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
All right. So
this man's a legend, by the way.
So NBA, so you got to be. Are you familiar with the fact that the NBA is doing the whole season in Orlando and the bubble and all that shit? Okay. So Lou Williams, he's playing guard for the Los Angeles Clippers now. Left for a family funeral, and then he lives in Atlanta. And then while he was there attending the funeral, went to Magic City. Yeah, the legendary Magic City, and got lemon pepper hot wings, which apparently are named after him. They're called Lou wings. Like they're legit. He got his own wings.
Yeah. He has a signature wing at Magic City.
Yeah, so you frequent an establishment when you get your own food order. Yeah, so he went to there. The NBA caught wind of it, and then they quarantined him for 10 days upon return to the bubble, which is, I mean, some of the most ballin' shit ever. I mean,
I mean, to be totally honest with you, if I were on quarantine, well, let's say I went to a funeral, right? And then afterwards I went to a strip club, like while I'm supposed to be like not doing that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right?
But you attend the funeral first.
My explanation.
Chronological order works there.
But my explanation though to the team GM would be, listen, I was sad. I want to see some titties. Like I don't know what else to tell you, man.
Yeah, my uncle just died, and titties are helpful.
Titties help.
Yeah. I figured instead of burdening my wife with another conversation about how much I love this person, I would just go to an establishment that makes me happy.
Exactly.
But I ended up, because actually you told me to watch this. I went on YouTube and I watched like the origin of lemon pepper wings in Atlanta, and I didn't realize like how big of a deal it was. And of course, the first person they interviewed was Waka Flocka Flame, and he was like, in typical Waka fashion, was basically just like, man, you don't get lemon pepper wings, man. Get the fuck out of here. That's literally the interview. Like he said, he just said, you don't get lemon pepper wings, you get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Basically, don't come to my city if you don't get these.
And then they went into depth about how great the lemon pepper wings at Magic City are.
Yeah. And so then I did, as a good, podcasting journalist, I went and I took a deep dive on Magic City and basically read every piece of history, including following them on Instagram at Magic City ATL. It's a fantastic follow. I recommend it highly. It is, but all they do, most of the time, they're not even promoting the dancers. They're just promoting the food. And it's like world-class cuisine. Like they won a James Beard Award. For like,
really?
Yeah. You know what the James Beard Award is? It's like the highest honor you can get in cooking. They won one. Yeah.
Magic City.
Yeah, legitimately.
The Gentlemen's Club won a James Beard
They won a James Beard Award for their food.
Wow. I have to make a trip. We gotta make a trip.
Yeah.
We gotta make a trip.
This might be a boys' trip.
I was gonna say
that is a boys' trip.
My girlfriend went to Atlanta a couple of years ago, and she kept raving about the fact she's like, "This is a great city. Like I come here a lot more often." And she just did a lot of the touristy shit. Like she went to a Braves game. They went and got barbecue, or they went to what's that burger, Voodoo Burgers or something like that. It's like the Vortex.
It's not Magic City.
That's what it's called. It's Vortex Burgers. It's like this dope burger place. But I was gonna say I would tell her like flat out, but like, listen, honey, I'm not going to see titties. Like I'm going. I'm going for the food. I'm going to get lemon pepper wings. Like you can come. You know what? You can come too. We're just gonna eat these.
Yes.
See, for me, I'm staying away from all these red states, man. I'm staying away from these coronavirus these epicenters that are out here.
This is gonna be about 2 years from now.
Yeah.
If we go to Atlanta, this
summer
like
2022. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of my planned trips have started with 2022. I still don't think we're going to get out of this in 2021. I think we need 18 good months.
Yeah.
I think we can be out of it by 2021. I really do.
I'm saying the back half of 2021.
I'm thinking right now, though, things in the culture are starting to look up, and I think it's a good sign. You know, Dr. Dre's getting a divorce, found out he had a prenup. Great sign.
I was going to say, boy,
win that battle, King.
Yeah.
Win that battle.
There it is.
He's in the Boyz Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Mount Boyzmore.
Mount Boyzmore.
Then what else? Bobby Shmurda? Was he officially released today?
You know what? I haven't checked Twitter in about 25 minutes. So
he was supposed to be released from prison.
As of 7:45 p.m., he was not. Yeah, he was supposed to be released from prison today.
Listen,
so
if Bobby's home, New York, already 1,000%
Shmurda dance on him.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the hat is going to descend from the heavens.
I was going to say,
it's finally coming back.
You know how like the SpaceX ship came back down and landed safely? Just imagine that, but with a Yankees hat, just like flying down and hitting him right in the dome as he gets out.
Yankee fitted.
You only see this once in a millennia.
Oh man. So yeah, those two things alone are giving me hope for the future.
Yeah. Like I said, there's a lot of things that have happened in the culture this week. So bring it back. So that's a good segue to kind of your hip hop career. So when did you get? So you started at a pretty young age, right? So you were brought into it from your dad, and you kind of got you learned through the industry and seeing things with your own eyes. So when did you get started, and kind of like how did everything kind of come to be with you?
So I was in a duo. We were trying to kind of be like a crisscross. Remember jump?
Okay.
Jump.
Yeah, the backwards pants. Yep.
Yeah, backwards pants and everything. So we did that song over. This guy made a beat for us, and it sounds just like the crisscross beat jump, and we did it over, and we did a little video for it or whatever. So that was like our starting point. We got signed in 2016 with a Spanish label. They were just trying to give, a hip hop artist a chance. My dad knew him. And we, they signed us for a song. It wasn't a hit, it wasn't a hit, which terminated the deal. And we didn't owe them any money, and they pay for the video. They pay for everything. They own all the rights. So, God bless, because if, let's say it was a hit, I would be a slave. It would be a slave. Be a slave deal.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's all I read about is how like not only the treatment of the artist to the record label, but I've been watching a lot. Like recently, I've been watching the No Limit Chronicles. Have you watched that yet?
No,
it's about Master P's label. It's on BET. I'm only 2 episodes in, and they're plugging the 3rd episode with him beefing with Suge Knight. So I'm all in.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is like that. He was really in that scene when he up and left New Orleans and then went to LA and basically started like taking artists from New Orleans that he knew were going to be hit makers. And then what he started to do was just make albums for everybody. So he was releasing, trying to release like 9 albums a year, which is like unheard of in 1992.
He was working.
But he was also cutting deals that would keep all the master tracks, that would keep basically everything to the artist. And the only thing that they would use the record label for is just distribution purposes. And that's it. They would do all the marketing. They would do all the grunt work.
Yeah.
And they only got distribution. That's it.
Right.
Which is now kind of like, that's completely not on the table in 2020.
No.
But there's so many independent artists out there because of the internet. So it's like, you can kind of play off of that. That's a big question I've always wanted to ask as like an artist. Like, I feel like there's so much clutter on not only online, but like, SoundCloud rappers and like all of this, like this specific sound. Like, what are your feelings on that?
So there's definitely a specific sound that you have to have in today's like hip hop market. Like if you say a lot more people are using autotune, they're singing. You have to be versatile as an artist. You can't just be a rapper. You can't just be you can't just be a singer. You got to do both. Tory Lanez is is a good example. He can do it all. You have to be versatile. That's just what it is. And your beats have to be fire. Like you gotta work with good producers, and you know, I'm blessed. I got a producer, you know, giving me exclusives. You know, exclusive beats are a lot of money. You know, so you know, people are paying a lot of money for their beats, and you know, I'm blessed that I got someone that I'm working with is working with me, and we both want to win.
Yeah. So, because I was thinking about that first contract you sold. Luckily, it wasn't a hit. That first song wasn't a hit.
Blessing in disguise.
Yes. Wow. So you didn't get a moped or anything like that for it, or okay?
No advance, no nothing, no money up front. It was literally just pick a song that you did, and honestly, I wasn't the writer of that song.
Okay.
I wasn't the writer. I was kind of there for the ride, I would say.
Okay.
Because I was working with someone who was artistically just a phenom from when we were young.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, me and him had a rough patch. And now, you know, we're both solo. But you know, I wish him the best.
Yeah.
You know, obviously. But you know, I'm just working on, working on myself.
Okay. And
so go ahead.
Oh,
you seem like you had more to say.
What do you mean?
You had that like ellipses in your voice where you're just like, okay, and like you didn't start anything. So it's like, are we gonna have this conversation? Are we gonna break up?
We might. Right.
I'm not,
next thing you know, all the layers are pulled back, and oh my God, Zach owns my car and my house.
I know.
Like what? What did you do?
I'm gonna Ray Kroc your ass. Where I'm just gonna take the McDonald's name, just be like, you don't own this name.
Yeah. I was like, yeah.
And then I'm gonna open up 8,000 of them, and then you're gonna be fucked.
Next thing you know, like, yeah, you're not just signed to me, but you're also signed to like my dad also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow your dad is also owned by.
Like
I own.
Fourth in line.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, man. You're getting like 0.00003420002 cents per stream.
You're getting. You're getting the Facebook deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you better lawyer up, motherfucker.
It's bad, man.
You're nervous.
No, I would never do that. No, I need you.
I don't know if you guys know K7. If you guys remember back in the day, swing, batter, swing, K7.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he has the TKA trademark, and he likes to say that he is the only real member of TKA. And he does all the big shows.
Yeah.
But my father also is TKA, and he does his own shows. So there's a real battle for the trademark of who's making money. And you know, he just put out a song, K7, on all platforms.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, it's interesting how that works though, and how slimy the record industry is. Like how everybody is. Even then, when I said about the MOPEDZ, that's actually a joke about New Edition.
Okay.
Where originally when they signed their contracts, all they got was mopeds. All the money went back to the record label. They went on this massive world tour. They sold out all over the place. They were on tour for like, what was it, like a year and a half or something like that.
I know the moped story, but I don't know like the whole
before they
New
went
Edition
on
background.
Well, before they went on tour, basically the label executives came to like all their houses, which they were all kids at the time. They're all minors. So they had their parents sign the contracts. It was just a bunch of like single mothers living in the projects. So they didn't think to get a lawyer to look at this or anything. They just signed it and whatever. The boys got mopeds. That was it.
Wow.
And then the record company made all of that money. You remember how big New Edition was back in the day.
I would say they were, I mean, they were like the I don't want to say they were like they're not the original like rap group or hip hop group.
R&B group.
R&B.
They were like dancing.
They were like kind of mega stars though for like
stars, superstars.
Yeah, they're huge. Yeah, and all they got was mopeds for like their first contract.
Yeah, well,
mopeds, man.
America.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
America.
Listen, there are so many artists out there that have been fucked over in their deals.
Yeah, that's all you hear about. I mean, especially nowadays because of Instagram, in particular Twitter, like where you can just be like, all right, so here's my grievances, and I'm gonna tell my 1 million followers how I feel, and it's just here we go. And then like that's actually a kind of a power play that you have that you didn't have, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You can just be like, okay, I mean, you can drag me through the mud, but just so you know, I'm bringing the army with me.
Exactly.
And you guys better be ready because they'll just stop listening to your music. And like people are fiercely loyal. They're brand loyal today.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that they listen to, they don't have a lot of context. They don't like to look into the story. They just kind of go, they take it at face value. They're just like, I'll take 20 words in a headline. I'll roll with that for I don't know, for the rest of my life. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Like, it's just kind of how
the attention spans is going to so
yeah.
short.
And that's a huge problem. Even with podcasting, it's just like, you got to grab a quick audience and just like, we got lucky because, we do have, some pretty loyal fans so far. And they that are like, come out, and some guys have even told us like, yo, I didn't drink wine. I started listening to your show. It seems approachable now. All right, let's do this.
Yeah.
Like, and then we also got like, I just walk into like, I got friends from high school that'll just like hit me up randomly. I hadn't talked to them in like 6 years.
Yeah.
And they're just like, dog, I love your show. And I'm just like, thank you. That's kind of what we're going for here. You're kind of the target audience. And he's just like, I just started drinking wine and I love it now.
Yeah. People I haven't talked to in years ask me for wine advice. So
yeah, that's great, man.
We're sommeliers in training. Like, it just basically just do what we got to do.
Yeah, I'm just not like some French asshole. Like, So, what's your label situation now? Are you currently signed, doing the whole independent thing?
So I'm fully independent.
Okay.
It's my dad's label. Just trying to help him get off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know anything about social media, or he posts, but he's not up to date.
Okay.
Basically how this new music industry works.
Yeah.
Is he like Joe Biden awkward?
He is, like, in that way. Yes, you can compare him to Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Okay.
When it comes to this new industry,
I just don't know if I'm gonna get like a Breakfast Club situation where it's just like, well, I mean.
You ain't black.
He tries, Joe. He tries. He's still making music. He still grinds. He still, performs his own stuff, or all over the place. Obviously, not right now, but all over the world. He'll be in Argentina. He'll go out to Germany. He'll go all over the place, all in the city, and just to perform. He still has that grind.
Yeah. You gotta. I mean, in any industry, but particularly in the hip hop industry. I mean, just music in general. Music in general, you just have to. You got to be passionate about it. You got to know how to use all of your social media. You got to know who your day ones are, and then because they'll literally fight for you for every nook and cranny of the internet space.
But you got to build that. You got to build that. You got to build that. That fan base, or organically. You can buy a couple fake followers, and
they shut that shit down, man. They're like, that's the one thing I'll say about Instagram, Facebook, whatever. They've had to shore up security because of all the political shit that's out there.
Oh yeah.
So everything's not taken too seriously.
Yep.
Because I mean, again, we're taking things at face value. Especially in this political landscape right now,
I'm over it.
It's annoying. It's
man.
You know what? It's
over this. I need November to come.
Yeah, I talk a lot of shit online about it because it's just like I tell jokes. I mean, that's what I do. I mean, so it's like the whole thing is I'll get a couple of people that think I'm not joking, and it's just like, did you not read what I just said? Like I just like I made a comment about somebody wearing a mask, and I was just like, it would be easier if he just cut a nose hole through it and just put his nose through instead of just dropping it down to his mouth. And they're just like, you can't do that. That's not.
I've seen it. I've seen it. The craziest videos on YouTube, or whatever, with the coronavirus people. This lady, she cut her hole. She's like, this is how I'm gonna rock.
Yeah. Some people do.
It's easier to breathe this way.
Yeah, it's easier to breathe.
Yeah.
I love the Florida lady, the angry Florida lady at the city hall meeting that was just like, I don't wear a mask, just like I don't wear underwear. I need to breathe. It's like, okay.
All right.
Like, it's like you're basically just admitting that you're kind of a whore. So that's fine. Like,
I love the people that say, oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say it's Florida. Like you said, it's Florida.
It's Florida, man. They're just a special breed of individual.
Definitely breed.
I have this theory that it's so humid there that their brains just like as soon as they get outside just turn to fried eggs, like just bang on the spot.
Yep.
So they're just like, I love it here. I love it here. Like they just have this like inner turmoil because they can't figure it out. Yeah. They're like, I want to live here because I invested my life into it, but also I hate it here. So like, what do I do? Like it's just, right? I don't know. I think they're projecting. It's maybe a whole state of projection.
Karens come from Jacksonville,
Florida.
Yeah, we've been saying that the Jaguars is actually offensive, and we want to get their names changed to the Karens. And I sent a letter to the Khan family. They have not gotten back to me yet. I'll get back to them probably before they get back to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I made a statement because where the Jaguars come from, they are distinctly from Africa, and I said that is overtly racist.
That's racist.
It's absolutely racist. I said I need to name it after a native.
I tried to cancel the Jacksonville Jaguars. I have not gotten any response.
No.
Yeah. So it's all right. I'll keep trying.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'm going to keep trying.
The Jacksonville. Honestly, though, I think the Washington Karens could work.
I think they could
sounds
too.
Better than Washington football team.
Yeah, how do you feel about that?
I was going to ask you, you're a Giants fan.
I'm a Giants fan.
You're obviously sporting the big.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah, you're sporting your big NY on your chest right now.
Yeah,
I'm not. I used to have a big problem with Giants fans because they only existed to shit on Jets fans. I thought that was like literally it. But now that like, both teams seem to like have an idea of what their future is going to look like.
Yep.
You can't shit on the Jets as much. Because that's they got a quarterback and they got like a general understanding of like where they want to go.
I'm not that person though. I'm not that person.
Like the game of football, like they want to win games now.
I'm not that person. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of Adam Gase at all.
I don't like him either. I think he.
But I like Darnold. I like Le'Veon Bell.
Okay.
I like Douglas. Mm-hmm. Douglas is he's a savage.
Yeah,
he knows what he's doing.
They got legit ballers on that team. They got
absolutely.
And then the Jamal Adams move had to happen. Again, using your platform to kind of get what you want in today's NFL. But they got so much in return on that deal. Like they robbed the bank on that deal. Like Seattle, for some reason, just open the safe and just said, take whatever you want.
Take it.
So it was a good deal for them just to like shore up the future. And that was really the thing. But so you obviously being a Giants fan, we talked about the Washington football team. Mm-hmm. I can't say the R word. No. And I just say I've been calling it the Washington racial slurs even since like probably 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
It is. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You go up to somebody that is a Native American, you say that to their face, and they're gonna be upset. Like they're just gonna be like, "What the fuck did you just call me?" Like, So they've been doing that, and they just didn't want to change because they're proud. And because their owner is, Dan Snyder's been a terrible owner for this, we're going on 2 decades now.
Well, yeah.
Almost 3 decades, to be honest. The whole thing was he just wanted to be a proud owner, and he never wanted to take the stance that we were going to change because you want us to. That was his whole thing. Like he just was like, I am a proud NFL owner, and I can do what I want.
Yeah, but
that just doesn't fly anymore because
the inconvenience.
It inconvenienced him. Yeah, it inconvenienced him to change. Yeah. And the thing is too that I get upset about is that the only thing that made this happen was corporate sponsorship decided they were going to back out.
Nike
and FedEx.
FedEx.
Yeah. As soon as the Federal Express said, we're going to take our naming rights away, Dan Snyder's like, I think we'll change the name.
Yeah.
Like
shit. Name the team at this point, the Washington FedExers or whatever.
Yeah.
Just something.
Yeah. Well, the Washington, your package is delayed.
Yeah. Whatever it is, man. Washington football team.
Yeah.
Washington football team. Yeah. I'll take it.
Washington broken fragile boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like just your Amazon package is dented. Like it's
the Washington lost packages.
Lost package.
Yeah. The Washington visit our FedEx store.
Yeah, the Washington packages. Oh, I like that. Washington packages.
Just a big box
package.
Imagine that logo contest.
Yeah,
we're the Washington packages, and they just get so many dicks. Like that's all they're gonna get. They're just gonna get so many pictures of dicks and balls, and they're just gonna be like, I think we should reassess packages.
Just this one's just a really full jock strap with hair coming out the sides.
It's like a 70s version.
Yeah.
So my take on it is that I think it needed to happen. I think also that I also think they're kind of thumbing their nose at people by saying we're calling it the Washington football team. But there's a lot of really good names out there. Anything red, anything, but like that's color scheme is very easy to put something else on. I mean, it's maroon and gold, or like this kind of burnt red.
I saw a couple of ones.
Yeah,
I like Red Wolves.
I actually kind of dig Red Wolves.
I like Red Wolves.
Yeah, it's kind of arena football-y to me, but I still kind of like it.
Yeah, they could be the Washington Presidents.
Yeah,
the Washington Generals.
Yeah, they still should. I don't understand why they haven't stuck to something DC. Something DC.
Yeah, something DC.
Yeah, I like the Generals too. It just kind of depends because of. I mean, you can also make that a very cancelable offense depending on what the general looks like, I suppose.
Yeah.
You kind of have to like figure out what line you want to go there.
Yeah.
Go Washington-esque.
Yeah.
The Washington purple helmets.
I was gonna say the Senators I kind of like too.
Yeah.
But I just assume hockey always.
Yeah.
Always.
So it's like. I think that, like I said, the Red Wolves I really liked. The Generals was all right as long as they have a decent logo. Again, I would say try to stick to the monuments. I actually kind of like the Washington monuments. I mean, you kind of like
you do that, man.
There's already something that's called the Washington Monument. And it's like, you can just put something that's a giant, dick-looking figure on the helmet. Perfect. Again, we're back to packages.
Yeah, the Washington mumbo sauces, whatever you want, man. It's a local delicacy. Yeah.
I didn't think you were going to say that. That's funny.
Yeah, the Washington mumbo sauce. It's delicious.
The mumbo
you ever
sauce.
have mumbo sauce?
I haven't.
I haven't either. What?
Okay,
so it's like this sauce that's kind of local to like the DC area, and it's kind of like a ketchup-based sauce.
Oh,
but
it's coming out.
Kind of like barbecue sauce, but a little sweeter. So it's kind of similar. I would say it's a cross between like barbecue sauce and like General Tso's chicken sauce.
Damn, that actually sounds
okay. That
really
sounds
good.
And so that actually sounds really good.
They put it on chicken wings.
Oh shit!
And it's incredible.
Stop! I'm hungry right now. You gotta stop.
Right.
Washington mumbo sauce. Good mumbo sauce is that same like red color.
So it's. I was gonna say the only reason I heard about mumbo sauce is I think I was watching Travel Channel and they were in DC.
Yeah, you were listening to like Wale. And he was talking about mumbo sauce.
That's where I heard it. You're right.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
give me some of that.
I said somebody talks about mumbo sauce in a song. Of course, it's Wale.
It's Wale. That's where he's from. Mumbo sauce.
Yeah. I was gonna say. Yeah. How's this spelled? MUMBO, like like gumbo but with an M.
Yeah, gumbo with an M.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I remember I was watching a documentary on it on YouTube because that's where I learn about the world, and they were talking specifically about this one brand that just got off the ground and actually started selling it in stores. And they were saying like, we're authentic. We make the real shit. And people are like, you can't get this anywhere else. And, this was the only brand I could find. And I actually found it at my local grocery store.
Get out of here.
Yeah, and I bought it. And I was like, this is fucking incredible.
You have it in the house right now?
I have it in the house right now.
All right, we'll get some. All right.
I got some mumbo sauce.
I might have to just take a little lick on my finger.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Just to get them. Yeah. What are your thoughts as far as the there's a resident Giants fan as far as the Washington? I mean, they're going to win 3 games, so it doesn't really matter. But like, how do you feel about them as a franchise and their decision making?
I mean, they got problems, man. They got problems besides the decision making. They can't get anything right. But now they have freaking cheerleaders coming out saying that they've been like uncomfortable around executives, and they got it's not problems.
Even just cheerleaders, but office staff too.
Office staff too, yeah.
There was ESPNW put up a story about a woman that worked at the facility for 5 years, I think she was. And she's like, I got to a point where like I was crying every day I left work. And it's like, all right, well, that's not fun.
That's not a good sign.
They're atrocious on the field. They're atrocious off the field. They have problems. Their name sucks. Like they have a lot of problems.
Yeah. I have some close friends that are Washington football team fans. And they are the easiest people to make fun of on Sunday. Like it's just like I try to in fantasy football to avoid any Washington player. I mean, ever. I make the mistake with Jordan Reed every year, and then now he's gone. Now he's gone, so it doesn't matter. And guess what? he got signed by San Francisco yesterday. He'll be an All-Pro.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
Even with George Kittle on the other side, they just start, they'll both be All-Pros. Like it's just
he just had to leave DC. That's all.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, listen, I'm an Eagles fan.
Okay, I can respect that.
Yeah. All I'm saying is Doug Peterson is strong. That's all I'm saying.
He's always been strong.
That's
He's
a
always
strong
been strong.
man.
Yeah, his immune system's not strong because he's got coronavirus.
Yeah, but he's showing no symptoms.
So
he tested positive. He's showing no symptoms. Still
I tested negative too.
Coaching from the stands.
Yeah, I got that Mickey Mantle gene.
Listen, no. He tested positive though. He's showing no symptoms.
Yeah.
He just gets up in the morning, takes off his shirt, admires himself. Let's get the day started, boys. I did Tai Chi by the water. No. So we are from Syracuse, New York.
Syracuse, okay.
Donovan McNabb went to Syracuse University.
Yeah, that's how a lot of Eagles fans turned out around here.
That is how majority.
Especially, because we're both 30, so like born in 90, watching Donovan McNabb at a young age. So you're still very
so you like followed his career.
Yeah, so you're still very moldable at that age. So you haven't you haven't made your loyalties. You haven't made a loyalty to a specific team yet.
Right.
So you're like, I'm just going to be an Eagles fan because I like Donovan McNabb, and and they happen to just be very good for the entire 2000s essentially.
Yeah. One championship, but it's cool.
I was gonna say they were really good until
quite.
They're the Buffalo Bills of the NFC Championship game.
Yes,
they just love.
They got there.
They love making it, but not all the way.
Got there.
One Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You just happen to go against the greatest team of all time. I mean,
Patriots.
But it is what it is. Yeah. Thoughts about Tom Brady in Tampa? What do you think about that?
I can't wait. I can't wait to see what he can do with Godwin and Evans. Mm-hmm. I can't wait. Bruce Arians is a genius.
He's my favorite coach in the NFL.
He's dope. So I can't wait to see what they can do. Do I think they can win the championship? I don't know. I don't see it. But
I think
they're explosive.
Yeah.
They're explosive.
That offense is stupid. When your third best tight end is Cameron Brate, who was almost an All-Pro tight end like 3 years ago before they drafted OJ Howard. Again, a guy that like is just missing his ceiling. Yep. They bring in Gronkowski on top of that. So you have like three like legit could be starting in the NFL tight ends on your team. Just running jumbo sets all day, every day when you get inside the 20. The only thing, their question mark is running back and the back half of that defense. That's really it. Running back is by committee, essentially. Ronald Jones kind of came out and played well at the end of the year. And then the back
sometimes.
Yeah, he does. Oh God, everybody in that backfield.
Oh man, that killed me in fantasy this year, man.
Yeah,
Ronald Jones.
I drafted Ronald Jones in a couple leagues, dumped him after 4 weeks, and got upset when he started playing well. And it was stupid. I shouldn't have done it. I always take a chance on a guy because I'm not a big running back proponent because there's not a huge discrepancy points wise unless you're Christian McCaffrey, but he's not a running back. He's just a player. Like he's a
playmaker.
Yeah, he's a slash. Like he plays every position besides quarterback, and he did throw a touchdown last year.
Where do you need me, coach?
Yeah, what do you need me, coach? I'll play DB. Like he even looks like a safety. Like
he could paint your back porch.
He can watch the kids.
Your mail. He can do whatever, man.
Yeah, he can make you a 3-course meal while bouncing the baby. Like
he just opened up your air conditioner. See, now you need a new capacitor in here. Not one in the
truck. He's very handy as well. Like,
yes,
but
he can do it all.
Yeah. So that's how it was, and I always take chances on running backs. I wait, and I'll just pick somebody that's like, you know what, I think he's got a chance, and it's just how it is.
I mean,
I just don't even know if we're going to be able to play fantasy football this year.
I don't know.
Don't say that, man. Come on.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was just saying.
Let's spread some positivity here.
I have very few vices in this world, and fantasy football is one of them.
Yes,
I am.
The one league we're in with some friends, we were just talking about like what are we going to do about this season? I mean, hell, we were talking about going to making the season look a little more like a daily fantasy model, where basically you just go week to week. So whoever scores the most points in each week, they get awarded like a small chunk of the pot.
Okay.
So, and then if the season doesn't play out all the way to the end, then, you know, it would get divided up amongst the winners. So, but we don't know. Nobody knows what the season is going to hold. Yeah.
I mean, it could be better than last season. I drafted Antonio Brown.
Oh.
Okay, all right. It could be better than last season.
I had Lamar Jackson. Just saying.
Lamar Jackson, you're lucky.
Yeah.
You're lucky, man. It came out.
I had a decent league. I played a couple leagues, but like our league, I actually played. I had Mahomes.
I had Mike Evans
as a keep
as well.
I had Mahomes as a keep from the previous year because I had him as. I had a very good track record of picking the MVP quarterbacks like the last 3 seasons, except for last year because he got Jackson.
That's right.
But the 3 previous years in our league, I had the 3 MVP quarterbacks.
Honestly,
I was just like, I don't know how the hell I pulled this off.
Yeah, but Mahomes was a close number 2 though, as far as MVP.
Well, not last year, and at the end of the year, like during playoff time, he was great. But he got hurt in the middle of the season.
Yeah, that's true.
But from week 11 on, he was phenomenal.
Yeah,
it was great. It was exactly when you wanted him to be good because it was playoff time, and it was like, all right, I'm in the playoffs. I limped in, and now he's playing out of his mind.
Yeah,
it's just is what it is. We can talk about football literally all day. I've come to the conclusion that this show is basically just a mixture of basement sports talk, armchair quarterbacking. With political satire just kind of mixed in, and
pro wrestling
and a lot of pro wrestling. Yeah, that gets in there as well. I'll know it out from time to time, but So, excuse me. The as far as how you are doing you're getting your name out right now, as far as you kind of touched upon the fact that your dad is not savvy with social media. So you kind of hub out from that side. So are you doing things on SoundCloud and using all those other audio platforms to get out there? And how are you doing your music right now?
So I really have been promoting through Instagram. Instagram, direct promotions, just paying for promotion, just getting my Instagram posts. I went to school for TV video production. So I know how to frame a shot. I know how to take a picture. So I'm kind of using photography as one way of marketing, marketing myself. But, other than that, I'm on Reverb Nation that has my electronic press kit, has all my music. I pay for promotion through SoundCloud, people to distribute. I've had my music played all over the world on SoundCloud. It was just really about getting those exclusive rights to my music that I'm able to put it on DistroKid, which sends all my music to Apple Music, to Spotify. But you have to have those exclusive rights. You have to have them, and producers aren't just giving those away.
So how does that work? Because I know podcasting is kind of like the Wild West, where basically you record it, you own it, you put it out there, that's it. How does that work with music? Because it seems like there's a lot more red tape that you kind of have to cut through. Yeah,
so it's all about how much money you want to spend on your beat. So I can pay right now $40 and have a standard lease, put my music on SoundCloud. It's not monetized. They have some things where you can get unlimited licenses where you can put your music on Spotify and make up to a certain amount, then you got to pay more money. Or you can get the exclusive and you own it. You own that. They transfer rights to you. It's your beat, but they get 50% publishing and you get 50%. So long as you're including their name, you can put it out, you can monetize it, you can make money. As long as you have their name on it, their name on it.
Yeah.
So that's the hardest part, because you talk to some producers that, one guy told me, my beats start at $1,000 for an exclusive, when I paid $300 for an exclusive and I can put it out. So these people are working with top artists, working with all the top artists, so they're going to charge more. you know? So I'm blessed that I found a guy who is working like me, working hard every day, at his craft, and he's trying to make some money, make some quick money and try to get his name out.
Mm-hmm. So you just gotta you kind of have to find just like-minded individuals.
Exactly.
It's just you gotta have somebody that's willing to work just as hard as you, because you do need help in any of this, especially podcasting. You gotta production stuff. You can always use the extra help.
You never make it on your own.
For real, you need you need a squad. I mean, for real,
you really do. I mean, even then, like this podcast, we've pretty much been bootstrapping it the entire way. And eventually it gets to a point where you're like, hey, we need outside help. Yeah. So it's it's definitely a process.
I mean, it is. I mean, anything, like, it's the old adage that Rome wasn't built in a day. And if you you want nice things, you have to work for those things. So it's it is what it is. But we've been doing this podcast now 2 years, and it's like, when we first started it, we were legitimately doing it on one microphone. We had one microphone that a friend of ours gave us. It was a good microphone, mind you. Like, it wasn't like some crap stick mic that you just like found at a garage sale. But it was. But again, it was two of us. We're like huddled up, legitimately in his 2-bedroom apartment in the spare room doing this podcast. The quality doesn't sound that great at the beginning. There's a shower that's on half the time in the background. I mean, it just is what it is. And now, even now, we both bought homes, and we basically took out real estate in his basement right now, and we're just doing this, au naturel, with an Afghan blanket behind us.
Homeowners?
Yes.
Yeah, we great. I'm a homeowner as well.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah. What shit's broken? When you like
had a rough week a couple weeks ago. Faucets, air conditioner. My wife got into a car accident.
Oh shit! My girlfriend got in a car accident too. Look at that.
Oh man,
we had the same week.
She's fine.
That's good though.
Yeah, actually, I'll tell you the story about my girlfriend's car accident, because it really wasn't that bad. So I ordered us a pizza because I was like, it was like literally I had surgery the week before, and it was like my first like be naughty meal. So I was like, I want pizza. It's like, I'm gonna be bad. So I
rub this on my chest.
I was like, I got pizza, so I was excited. So she went to go pick up the pizza, and she was stopped at a red light and got bumped at the red light. And apparently the lady from this is what the police report said as well. And I was like, I need to hear this story via the report as well. Because the woman, irate, got out of the car and started screaming, "You hit my car!" at her. Like, and she could tell, like, so the way that she described her was kind of a older, has seen some shit woman with a cigarette dangling out of her mouth, was very irate in the fact that she didn't want to take responsibility, and then yelled at my girlfriend saying, "The police ain't coming." And then my girlfriend's on the phone with the police going, "They're already on their way." Like, I was like, that's a really good comeback at that. And she's like, "I didn't get out of my car." I was like, "You did everything correct."
Yeah.
I was like, "Don't assess the damage." I was like, "You sit in the car. There's a crazy lady. She could be on bath salts. Like, just wait. She could have corona. You don't know. Just sit in the car, wait." And everything's fine. Literally, like, the only damage on her car was like the you could see the license plate decal of the car in the back of her bumper. So you could legitimately see the numbers on it. And I'll be like, "Look, we have her plates right here." Like, so she can't run. Like, just keep it in there and just be like, "Look, her plate number is so and so." Like, it's just, I can't, the audacity of people to do that. To just like hit you, just be like, "You hit my car." It's
hit my car.
Like, I was at a red light. Like, it's physically impossible.
One time I got into an accident. Someone blew through a red light and hit like my back passenger side quarter panel.
Like, did you spin out and everything?
No, I didn't spin out. I mean, I kind of like, but then I like parked over at like a Burger King that was like right across the street, and he got out the car. I just looked. I didn't see any damage. The car it was my first car. It was a piece of shit anyway. And he was just like, "How do you get to Costanza?" And I'm like, "I don't fucking know, man. I don't see any damage. Just go."
That's the other side of the state. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can get out Google Maps for this.
Pretty much. Do you know how to get to Costanza?
After he hit you, he then asked for directions.
Yeah, he was like, "I don't see any. Hi, do you know how to?" This is some confused little old man.
That's why he hit you, because he didn't know where he was.
Yeah. And I was like, late.
I would have just pointed him in the
show.
directions of the hospital.
Yeah,
Just be like, it's right there. It's right up there.
It's up there. I was like, I don't fucking know. Like,
Constantia.
yeah.
Yeah. For the boys at home, Constantia is a rural part of New York State, very, very far away from here.
Yes.
So this man was obviously, I believe, probably trying to kill himself. If you're going to Constantia, yeah. She's just like, I just need a field. I got to end it.
Yeah, man. No, but suicide and cows out there.
Yeah, it is this. I'm surprised. I want to just look and see what the suicide rate is in Constantia. It's got to be high. Oh, definitely. Especially now, the boredom. Oh my God.
Incest, meth, suicide, cows.
It's methed up.
Yeah, man.
It's very methed up. Yeah, it's just Constantia.
Yeah, man.
Meth and cow tipping, sometimes done together.
Yeah, that was one of the car accidents I had.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you said your AC went.
Are we doing this right now?
It happened to me earlier this year.
We're gonna do this, like, itemize all the shit that happens to our house.
Messed up, man. It's messed up.
It's back in May.
Beauty of home ownership.
I know, and you have to pay for it.
I'm a red-blooded, tax-paying American. All right.
Yeah, and you have to pay. Oh, there's a leak. You gotta fix it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've been kind of lucky as far as, like, there's been little leaks and little, like, electrical things that were very easy to fix for me. But when I first bought my house, I told the story ad nauseum. It's in the archives. Just search the Wine Boys. The first week I got into my house, I had bats, like a family of them in my house.
What'd you do?
We called the bat exterminator, and then we got a guy to seal the roof. They found that there was some broken, like the eaves of the roof. There was like a little bit of broken pieces. So, and apparently I learned a lot about bats, but they can get into holes that are about the size of $50.
Oh, shit.
Like, yeah. So, like, don't be nervous, but they're probably already in your house. Just so you know.
You didn't keep one? I would have kept one.
No, fucking no. They got rabies and shit. I wasn't trying. No,
I named him Ron.
no, Rondell.
Yeah.
This is my bat. Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's badass, bro. It's badass.
His name's Rondell.
Like, chills on your shoulder like a parrot. You feed him nectarines.
Fuck that.
It's incredible.
Dude, there's rats with wings, man. You ever looked at one in the face? They're fucking terrifying. They're just like, they don't give a shit about you. Like,
but imagine being a dude, the bat on the shoulder. He's like,
that's fucking like, badass, man.
No.
You're like a fucking pirate.
Oh my God, but a bat. You're like a night pirate.
Yeah, a night pirate with fucking mental problems. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Don't fuck with that guy. He's a bat.
Approach the guy with the bat. Yeah.
I'm not fucking with that guy.
Yeah, you're out with some friends. You had a couple of drinks. A guy approaches you with a bat in his shoulder. You engaging him in a conversation? Because I'm fucking not. Yeah. It's like, he seems cool though. Yeah, like, he's got a trench coat on. He seems cool.
He actually might be really a good person. We're just judging him by his looks, you know?
We are, because that's what we do. That's America. Like, that's a societal norm.
Yeah. Like, I imagine, like, he might be just like my neighbor. We were just
right. Could be a good guy.
Yeah. What if he's just like, he's just a really
and then he's like,
he's a really just regular guy.
Yeah. I was just talking to my neighbor. I was grilling some chicken up. And then he was like, hey, like, I got this garden over here. I got a ton of stuff growing. Here's a squash. Here's a zucchini. Pet my bat. Imagine if he had a bat.
Pet my bat.
Yeah.
Pet my bat.
Could you imagine that? Yeah, so he's just like, he's got a plentiful garden. He's just like, I'm going to give you a bunch of I got corn. I got squash. Pet my bat.
Yeah.
Like,
you'd be a little weirded out, but the bat's cool, man. It's Rondell the bat. The kids love
If his name is Rondell, there's a distinct possibility I'll check it out. He'll hook me with the name.
Rondell loves jalapenos.
Oh God, that is incredible.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think we got a lot of good stuff here. You got anything else? Anything else you want to talk about? I mean, feel free, plug all of your social media. New single out. Anything you want to talk about? Tell the boys.
All right, so I got a new single out. It's called How You Want It. I took the cover art. I took the photo for the cover art outside my boy's balcony while he was getting married. He got married in the DR. So I took the picture, and if you look at the cover art, that's right out his balcony. So it got a lot of DR, Punta Cana vibes. You can always check me out at streetvendorsmusic.com. My name is Brett, but I go by B3retta. with the 3. I'm a very spiritual person, so 3. Trinity is 3 for me. But yeah, that's it. It's my dad's record label. I'm just trying to get it off the ground and try to make something happen. I'm a homeowner. I have a wife. I have a dog. I'm just,
So I heard
typical
some of those squeaky toys in the background.
Yeah. I didn't want to say anything at first, but
no, it's all good, man.
That's the dog.
That's that beautiful natural sound. I mean, like the fact that you're just squeaking in the background, just being like, "Why aren't you paying attention to me? Like, what are you doing?" I don't have the luxury of. I got cats. I mean, luckily my cats are like friendly, but they're like they're starved for attention because they're hungry. And, like that's it. So basically, once you feed them, they're like, "I'm gonna go to bed for like 12 hours." Like that's just how it is. Which is good for me because I'm not a high energy person at home. So it's just like, I just go ahead. You guys
Kick
chill
back,
out.
chill. Yep.
Yeah. Actually, so where did the street vendors name come from? I mean, obviously just like New York City street vendors and just kind of.
So my dad had the idea for the name. It started out as us being, our name of me and the other artist. His name is Antoine Lopez. We were street vendors as a group. That was our name, street vendors. But when we broke up, we just decided to keep it as, I'm gonna rap under this brand. I'm gonna rap under the street vendors brand. So it's street vendors. Everything that we put out is street vendors music. Okay. And I'm trying to work with, I work with, female R&B singers. I work with other rappers, producers, and all that is just under the umbrella street vendors music.
Cool. So they can basically just do a quick search. You can find a lot. Basically everything you can find is street vendors music.
Straight Google search, street vendors music. You come up. I'm building a little studio in my house. So that's where street vendors music is based, in Orangeburg, New York, about, I want to say 45 minutes outside of Manhattan on the New Jersey-New York border. I get the cheap gas.
I was gonna say
cheap gas.
Yeah, I'll say you can jump over to Jersey; they'll do it for you too.
Yeah,
that's the best part about New Jersey, man. That's the thing I miss the most. One thing too, I read this. Are you a Wawa loyalist?
I love Wawa, bro.
Dude, I will kill somebody that tells me they don't like Wawa. I'll fucking kill them in the street.
But it's not. It's not near me. That's more when I go to Atlantic City.
South Jersey. South Jersey. Just outside of Philly, there's a couple. Yeah. They're installing drive-throughs.
Wawa's where it's at, man.
Yeah, Wawa's installing drive-throughs at like I think 60% of their locations in New Jersey. Wow. And I said that's a fucking great idea.
Fire.
It's just that, and I had an argument online because somebody brought up another convenience store chain, and I told him to go fuck himself. And he was just like, "You're right."
I can talk about something that you will appreciate because it's in Syracuse. We got the Wegmans down here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We got the Wegmans down here. And it is my spot, man. I make that a trip for me. Yeah. That is my daily trip.
Wegmans is the shit. Listen, it really is.
You're late to the party, but welcome.
No. I've been there since Oswego.
Oh, that's right.
I've been there since Oswego. We went to Syracuse,
Okay. You ever get a sub from Wegmans?
Of course.
Oh my God.
Come on.
They're just different. They hit so much differently than any other sub. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah. It's just there's better. Everything.
The Wegmans sushi?
Wegmans sushi's good too.
Everything. I don't know. I never had the sushi yet.
Sushi's pretty good too. Yeah, it's fresh. They're always making it, always putting it out. I mean, listen, no more plugs. All right, no free ads on this podcast.
That's not even a plug. That's a way of life.
Hashtag no free ads. Hashtag pay the man. Hashtag cut the check. All right, it's not a joke. This ain't a fucking game. All right.
No games.
So just one quick aside: Wegmans negotiates with all of the local produce dealers to get the freshest shit.
They really do. And they
really do.
Fire. They're fire.
Yeah,
they're fire.
They just untouchable.
I co-sign. I co-sign. And you know what? It's fucked up because I'm a Duke fan. I'm a big Duke basketball fan.
I forgot about that. And now we gotta log off. It's been great talking to you.
Reek of privilege. You have a golden retriever, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm a tradition. Yeah. I'm a tradition guy. Tradition.
This is a thoroughbred golden retriever.
I'm a big Duke guy, man. Look, yeah, look at this. Come on.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Oh
I
my
forgot. I
God.
forgot that you had the fucking arm tattoo.
come
Oh
on.
God, how drunk were you when you got
Oh
that?
my God. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to tell you though, I was
The
watching.
first time they started more than one black dude on the team was when they had Zion.
Yeah, and he was like, "I got to get out of here. There's too
That
much.
was like-
There's
that
too
was
much
like 2
white
years
privilege
ago.
around me." Yeah.
Yeah.
I did turn on. I did turn on the game last night, man. Zion was looking good. Yeah.
I got nothing to say here.
You're not gonna. You're not gonna. You know, you're outgunned and outmanned right now. You're not gonna win this fight.
I got nothing to say here.
There's just
Yeah.
I watched a game.
Grant Hill feel that way too. Grant Hill.
Yeah, I dug Grant Hill. You know, then I found out how much money his parents had, and I was like, go fuck yourself. You're not privileged. I mean, you're privileged. Get out of here.
Pull the Joe Biden. You almost did it.
Yeah, I almost said that.
Whatever.
Wait, listen.
Whatever.
You ain't black unless you vote for me. It's like, Jesus Christ, Joe.
You ain't black.
That's just to Charlemagne the God of all people. That's that guy's black excellence at its highest form. But
raised on a dirt road in South Carolina.
I know, and now look at him. He's just
it gives me agita, man. This whole landscape of the world and the way this everything is going to lead up to the election is
don't poison yourself with too much of that stuff. Like I've been home the last couple of weeks, recovering, so like just out of curiosity, I will go back and forth and like just see what people are saying on CNN and then what they're saying on Fox News, and you basically look, it's the same story, and then it's just, what do you want your audience to hear? That's all it is.
Yeah.
People toss that narrative word around a lot. When's the last time how many times have you heard that word in your life until like 2016? From 2000, when Trump got into office, it was all about, it's got to fit his narrative. Like that's the only time you hear. I say it all the time now. Like somebody's just like, I want you to pay this much for milk. I'm like, that doesn't fit my narrative, man.
Yeah.
Like
I'm gonna start saying that.
Yeah. That's going to be, this is going to be $25 for this bottle of wine. Actually doesn't fit my narrative. Apologize. Yeah, I was actually thinking my narrative is about $12. So
like that, Rondell, he fits my narrative.
We're going to get a pet bat named Rondell.
Yeah, man, it's comedy. It comes around.
And it does. You're right.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, Brett AKA B3retta, thank you so much for popping on.
Thanks for coming on.
Talking to the boys.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
And when you start your inevitable podcast, because everybody has one, we'd love to do it as well. So.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, start it with your grandma. Like,
right.
You can do this. Yeah, and it could
she gonna need some drinks with that. My grandma likes to drink, man.
Good, man. This is what this podcast
likes to drink.
We like to drink too.
Man.
Why the fuck do you think we started a podcast where we just drink a bottle of wine?
Exactly.
Like, it's just
everyone has a great aunt with a gold tooth. We all know this.
Yeah.
So
great aunt with a gold tooth and an uncle that wears Jupe cologne. We're looking at it right now.
Oh yeah,
we have an exclusive sponsorship deal with Jupe Cologne, so it's I would say get it at Lord and Taylor, but they're closing all those too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll take a quick break and then we'll talk some business after.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna stop right here.